Happy Thursday, Rutgers. I'm Manuel Silva-Paulus.
And I'm Jake Ostrov. We got a fantastic show lined up for you. It is February 14th, 2019.
Weather watcher Robert Bennett will give you the regional and big picture forecast for the day.
We will paint the town scarlet with our very own Whitney Court at Rupa's Stop and Surf.
Mary Chaco will stop by today to talk about relationships in the digital age.
We've got tons to get to. Let's wake up, Rutgers.
Hello and welcome, Rutgers. It's great to be here on this lovely Thursday morning.
We're here to wake you up every Thursday morning this semester with all the exciting news, events, and weather. Cass, you look different today.
Yeah, I got my hair done, you noticed?
It looks good.
Yeah. Well, clearly I'm not Cassandra.
Obviously.
She's not here today, she's ill, not feeling that great, but, we're wishing her the best of luck on Valentine's Day.
We're happy to have you back. You were before me. You were a host before me, so it's good to have you back in front of the camera.
I'm your ancestor. Yeah.
My ancestor.
I need
my predecessor.
Yeah, I'm a veteran of the show. I'm expecting some free breakfast after this. Nice little spread.
I got you. I'll take your order. Run over to Dunkin' right after this. But first off, happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. It's very exciting. Valentine's Day is a very, interesting holiday. Some people, really, really love it and really get into the spirit of it. And some people, are just kind of, laid back. What type of person are you on Valentine's Day? What do you like to do, Jake?
Well, it depends, on the year. This year specifically, I'm just gonna go to class like normal. Maybe make myself some dinner and make sure that I treat myself right. What about you? You got any plans going on?
I'm probably gonna do the same. Typically on Valentine's Day, I don't really have a Valentine's. That's been the average so far. But it's a good time to treat yourself. Have a nice little self-love day. Make yourself some dinner. Do a face mask. Take a nice bubbly bath.
Treat
really
yourself.
Get into the spirit of it.
For sure. What about you, Robert? You have any plans for Valentine's Day?
Nothing specific. No specific plans like that. I'm just going to be going to class. I do have quite a lot of physics to catch up on. So basically, my physics homework is going to be my date this year. Unfortunately, back to you guys.
Well, we can't go on with the show without talking about the snow that we had on Tuesday.
Yeah, it was very intense. There was a lot.
And it's so good that everything's kind of melting away because Tuesday was so hectic. Did you have any classes canceled?
I did not have any classes, but I did have work, so I really just came in a little bit later, which I was grateful for, the little bit of extra sleep. But at the end of the day, I had to walk in snow, and no one likes that.
Absolutely not. I had to go all the way to Douglas to find out that my class was canceled.
Oh, boy.
And I just had to come all the way back. And just Tuesday was not my day.
Yeah, Jake, you got to check those emails.
I checked it.
You got to make sure.
It came back just a little bit late. But we're really glad that the snow is starting to melt, and I think the weather's starting to get a little bit nicer.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully we don't see snow in the future, but I'm not going to give away all of Robert's forecasts. So before we get to the rest of the show, let's see how much you know.
When was the first box of chocolates introduced? We'll find out the answer right after this.
As a commuter, it's hard to make connections outside of class.
Tell me about it.
Did you know that there's a place for commuters to meet up between classes?
No, I didn't.
That's right. The Rutgers Commuter Student Organization's primary goal is to serve commuter needs and interests while building a bigger commuter community on campus. Located in the Bush Student Center, the RCSA Commuter Lounge has many appliances that help make commuter lives easier, such as a microwave, a refrigerator, computers, and even a TV. The RCSA also holds events. It's the perfect place to relax, do homework, and make some friends. Don't have classes on Bush? Don't worry. There is a new commuter lounge in the Douglas Student Center as well. The commuter lounges are open every Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Fridays. For more information, visit rcsa.rutgers.edu.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Before the break, we asked, when was the first box of chocolates introduced? Now it's time to find out the answer.
Richard Cadbury introduced the first box of Valentine's Day chocolates in 1868. Well, Manny, life's like a box of chocolates.
You know, Jake, I'm allergic to chocolates, and I'm really upset that you said that.
I'm really sorry about
How
that.
could you? I'm just kidding. Chocolates are my favorite food item, probably. What's your favorite type of chocolate? Because for me, I love Ferrero Rocher, like that expensive luxury Nutella. I can eat that like for my entire life.
You can't go wrong with, Ferrero. You can't go wrong with Godiva. Even a good Hershey's Kiss is good.
Yeah.
Every now and then. It's chocolate. I mean, what can be bad about it?
You can't go wrong.
Do
It's
you have
chocolate.
a favorite kind? Like favorite filling, favorite flavor?
Yeah, Ferrero Rocher. Pay attention, Jake. I need to be heard on Valentine's Day, It's a day of love. No, but I think my favorite type of chocolate would have to be definitely I like spreads,
For sure, yeah.
A little bit on toast, a little bit of Nutella, just hazelnut and chocolate. It's just such a great combination.
It's an excellent combo.
Yeah.
And Nutella is great, but one person that I would really want to send a box of chocolates to this Valentine's Day is Robert Bennett.
Yeah.
Then we should go to him with the weather.
Good morning, Rutgers. It is weather watching time. Weather watcher Robert Bennett here, wishing you a very happy Valentine's Day today. We'll get right on to the weather because we have a little bit to talk about. Currently, as you walk out to classes, it's about the mid to upper 30s right now with chilly conditions under clearing skies. Dew points around 21 degrees. Humidity's up there, but you don't know that with the cool temperatures. Winds are west-southwest around 6 miles an hour, gusting up to 12 miles an hour. Looking at our weather headlines, we'll have a slight warm-up over today and tomorrow. Rain does possibly return into the forecast tomorrow, and possibly some wintry mix could occur on Saturday and even into your Sunday night. Looking at today, clearing in the morning, mostly sunny throughout the rest of the day, high of 44 with a west wind around 8 to 10 miles per hour. And then tonight, low of 34. Clouds will be on the increase as we have a cold front moving through the area. So those clouds will be on the move, mostly cloudy with chilly conditions with a south wind around 6 miles an hour. Later on, I'll be giving you the regional and the 5-day forecast. Back to you guys.
Well, it's great to see that the weather's getting a little bit nicer, a little bit higher above freezing. Maybe you won't be slipping on your way to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I was slipping this morning, almost fell. You got to be careful out there, but luckily I made it. I think it's actually pretty nice this morning compared to what we have for the rest of the week. I had a nice walk coming here today.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely not a bad day considering it was 2 days after snow. More news and events after this.
College Pond, or Passion Puddle as you may know it by, is more than just a relaxing spot tucked between Cook and Douglas campus. In the 1900s, it was rumored that if a boy from Cook campus and a girl from Douglas campus held hands and circled around the pond 3 times, then they would eventually get married and live happily ever after. You might be wondering why the legend specifically mentions a Cook boy and a Douglas girl. This is because in the 1900s, Douglas was an all-girls campus and Cook was an all-boys campus. And with the campuses being next to each other, it's no surprise that most of the couples were comprised of a Cook and Douglas duo. Whether or not you believe this urban legend, the Passion Puddle is worth checking out this semester.
Welcome back, Rutgers. There's a lot of stuff going on campus, so let's jump right into some news and events. The new Rutgers Corporate Engagement Center has appointed Satya Patera as its Associate Vice President. The Rutgers CEC intends to take inspiration from the University of Michigan's Business Engagement Center, as it is hailed as one of the most innovative programs of its kind, sporting a decade's worth of success. The program aims to create long-term relationships between Rutgers and individual corporations and improve the overall image and perception of the university in the corporate world. Patera has spent many years working in university corporate relations and has a background in the science field, holding a PhD in chemistry from Brandeis University. With all this experience and knowledge, it is clear that Patera is ready to take the Corporate Engagement Center, or CEC, to the next level. It's really great the people that Rutgers has, and you know, as an institution, we're just able to accomplish so much.
Rutgers has been very busy since winter breaks, stabilizing a lot of its administrative positions. And you see right here, Sandra Patera coming in in a major role here. And I think the most important role that has been filled over winter break is that President Barchi has announced that Christopher Malloy was appointed Chancellor of Rutgers, New Brunswick after having served since July as interim chancellor. Malloy joined Rutgers in 2007 as Dean of the Ernest Mario School of Pharmacy in New Brunswick. In 2011, he was appointed interim provost for biomedical and health sciences. From 2013 until his appointment as interim chancellor, Malloy served as the university's senior vice president for research and economic development. President Barchi vouched for his chancellor, saying Dr. Malloy is a strong and steady leader who brings a deep understanding of the institution for every discussion about its future. As a former student, faculty member, and dean, Dr. Malloy has taken his next step up the ladder at Rutgers. Man, I had the opportunity of meeting Dr. Malloy over the weekend.
Great.
He was at an event that I was at. He's a really nice guy and someone who's been so embedded in the Rutgers community for so long. He really has the Rutgers' best interests at heart. I'm really glad to see him have the interim tag removed.
Yeah, definitely. I've also met Chancellor Malloy once, and he was a really great guy, like all around, like down-to-earth type of guy. And one thing that we actually share in common is that we're both from Brooklyn. So when I first met him, you know, it was great we were able to talk about that and really talk about our experiences growing up. And one thing that Brooklyn has is a lot of culture. And another place has a bunch of culture is Rutgers. And if you're looking to get into some dancing tonight, get ready because on Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m., Rupa is hosting an extravagant event called Global Sounds. Enjoy a night celebrating the music, food, and culture of the different regions of Africa. This event will take place in the College Avenue Multipurpose Room. Make sure to be there and bring your friends to join in on what is probably going to be a great night. So yeah, it's really amazing that Rutgers has this event available to students. You know, it's Black History Month, so you know, being able to go back to the roots of different areas of Africa will be a really great experience for all types of Rutgers students.
February is so short. It's the shortest month of the year, but it's so jam-packed with all these holidays. President's Day is coming up on Monday.
Yeah.
We have Black History Month. We've talked about a bunch of their events coming up throughout the shows here in February, but today it's Valentine's Day. And if you need somewhere to go this Valentine's Day, stop on over to the Livingston Student Center Coffee House tonight from 7 to 10 p.m. for RU Brew Cup of Love. You'll have the chance to create Valentine's Day gifts to send to kids battling pediatric cancer, enjoy performances by student groups, decorate your own mugs, sing karaoke, and of course, drink some hot chocolate and eat some pizza. Tickets are $2 if you bring a mug and $4 if you need one. All proceeds go to helping kids with cancer through the Ashley Lauren Foundation. For more information, check out getinvolved.rutgers.edu. Man, I know you said you didn't have any plans for Valentine's Day. Seems like there's so much to do, you might have to stop on over there.
Yeah, I definitely might have to stop by, you know, free pizza, well not free pizza, but pizza in general and a great cause, you know. That seems like a perfect way to spend your Valentine's Day. You know, if you're not getting love from someone else, you know, why not spread love in your own way?
Absolutely, and there's so many events, and so many people go to these events, and maybe you might meet someone at these events.
Hey, you never know. It's Valentine's Day. Love is in the air. Might meet that special someone. Who knows?
Tons of people love going to these events, and Rupa has so many events. And recently they had their Stop and Serve, so I think now it's only fair that we paint the town scarlet with our own Whitney Court.
Are you looking for a way to help families who suffer from domestic violence? I'm Whitney Court, and today we're here in the Douglas Student Center creating care packages that will be donated to a nonprofit organization called Women to Wear. Let's make a difference.
One thing that Rupa definitely wants to put out there is that we can start to help make a little bit of a difference. That's the point of the Stop and Serve today, is for Rutgers students who may not have that much time, they can still stop and take a second to acknowledge the fact that there are women and children out there who are facing difficult situations, and they can take a little bit of time to just stop and make a difference.
I think it brings awareness to Rutgers students that we're not just like living in this bubble all the time. It's something like really small and simple you can do just to like packing a bag for someone, like just passing through class, because like I'm on my way to recitation right now, but like this was really easy to do.
To just give something back. I mean, there are a lot of people who are not in the same position as we are and they need help, so why just don't give a little bit of your time just helping them out and maybe like making them happy just by the care package.
I stopped by today because it was an easy way to get involved and help out the community.
What did you put in your care package?
A bar of soap, deodorant, a toothbrush, a comb, and toothpaste.
One of the reasons why we chose all of the items that we did is because we got into contact with Women Aware and we asked them specifically what items it was that they specifically needed and would be beneficial to these women. This is a women's shelter, Women Aware, and so they are serving women who are in desperate need of essentials.
Change comes in all shapes and sizes, some even in care packages. With that being said, keep painting the town scarlet. I'm Whitney Court, RUTV.
Well, what a great event. You know, it's great that Rutgers students are taking the initiative to put these care packages together and really keep on spreading love throughout the community.
Well, it's all about making connections and keeping those relationships safe. And someone who knows a lot about relationships is Dr. Mary Chayko, and she's going to join me next for an interview right after this.
Did you lose your ID? Not sure of what to do? First, send an email to lostcard@aps.rutgers.edu to suspend your card so no one else can use it. Next, visit one of the RU Connection offices to have your lost or stolen ID card replaced. There is an office located on every campus. Rutgers Hall on College Avenue is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Bush, Cook Douglas, and Livingston campus housing offices are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. The Public Safety Card office is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Fridays. You will need to pay for your new ID with $20 in RU Express. If you don't have RU Express, you can go to the cashier's office next to Records Hall before getting a new ID. Make sure to provide a form of unexpired government-issued photo identification when asking for a new ID. It's that easy to replace your ID. Make sure to keep it in a safe place so you don't lose it again. For more information and a more detailed explanation, visit pst.rutgers.edu/rules.php.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Here with me is Dr. Mary Chayko, Professor and Director of Undergraduate Interdisciplinary Studies at the School of Communication and Information. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Jake.
So first things first, what influence does social media have on our relationships today?
Well, we're spending so much time on social media lately that it would make sense that we're making and maintaining and just really getting to know people better on social media, so that's what we do. And these are basically intimate spaces where we feel like we're really connecting with people because we are. The thing we need to remember is that they're also public spaces, and we're being tracked and our data are being mined every time we're on them. So even though it feels intimate, it's public or potentially public, and people do need to be careful on these spaces.
Can social media serve as a substitute for physical interaction?
So at the very extreme, it can, but it's usually not used that way. My research and the research of a lot of other people indicate that it's basically used to prompt social interaction, to make it more likely that we're going to get together face to face. In fact, people often stay connected on Facebook, and then maybe they'll actually organize the next family reunion on Facebook and make it more likely that they're going to get together that way. Or colleagues get together on Twitter, and then they get together at a conference because they've already stayed very closely networked on Twitter. So usually we find that it encourages face-to-face interaction. It doesn't substitute for it.
For sure. I've had a couple of friends personally that I feel like our friendship has only gotten better because of social media and the way that we stay in touch, especially friends I don't see so often. So with that being said, does interacting through social media compromise the quality of the connection between two people?
So again, it's how you use it. It could happen. It's, again, more likely that it is going to enhance it, that it's going to deepen it. I always encourage people to try to use social media in careful ways and in thoughtful ways, ways that are going to build people up and not tear them down. So if you're positive and you're building networks and you're, getting in touch with people who you might otherwise not have, you have a chance to really strengthen your social networks and strengthen your lives in lots of different ways. It can be really, really positive. Again, you just want to remember that it's all very public out there and that people are sometimes going to be harsh. They're going to use it in ways which are negative, and I try to avoid this. It's Valentine's Day, so of course we want to spread the love, but I think that's good advice all year round.
So how can people have the most meaningful relationships with their partners, their families, anyone in the digital age?
I say use the technology for your advantage. For example, you know that you have a lot of your friends and family on social media, so actually connect with them there, tag them, let them know that you want to support them, compliment them, acknowledge what they're doing, give them attention, like their stuff. There's so many positive things that can be done on social media. Unfortunately, it's not always used that way, but as we teach at the School of Communication and Information, and in particular in the program that I direct, Digital Communication, Information, and Media, the minor, DCIM, we're always encouraging people to use it in really positive ways, really strategic, intentional ways to support one another, and it can have fantastic outcomes if you do that.
So we have one of your books here. It's called Super Connected. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that.
This is a book, actually encompasses over 20 years of my research, and I've been studying how the impact of digital technology, how widespread it can be. So it certainly impacts ourselves and our individual lives. We're changed by the fact that so much of what we do is out there in public. But it also has an impact on our relationships, and even larger than that, our organizations, our social institutions. And one of the things I write about is that our social institutions might be failing a little bit in the digital age, and we need to work harder to support them. And then we can use these media to support them by doing some of the things I was just talking about. So it's a little bit of a how-to guide for living successfully in the media age, but it's also a compilation of lots of research that a lot of people have done on that, including myself.
So besides for the book here, how can students find out more information about your work?
So I am always at the School of Communication and Information. I am a professor there, and I direct the DCIM minor and the Gender and Media minor. The School of Communication is a place where we're doing all kinds of interesting work on social media. We have a social media research cluster of faculty who are studying things like information seeking in the digital age, or how you can advance your personal or professional profile, your personality online. So all of that is being done at the school. But we've also got 3 great majors: communication, journalism and media studies, and in our Department of Library and Information Science, a major on information technology and informatics. So lots of great work there, and I can always be found there. Also, I'm at the Honors College. I'm a faculty fellow in residence at the Honors College. I actually live in that building on Seminar Place, so students can certainly connect me there, or, on Twitter, on social media.
Of course. Well, thank you, Dr. Chayko, for coming in today, talking about social media and the impact it can have on our relationships.
It was a real pleasure. Thanks very much.
We'll back after this.
The Rutgers libraries have some of the biggest resources this university has to offer. There are 9 libraries located throughout all campuses with convenient hours to fit any student schedule. The Alexander Library on College Ave campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Art Library, located on College Ave behind Scott Hall, is open from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Carr Library on Livingston campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m. a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Chang Library on the Douglas campus is open from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Mabel Smith Douglas Library on the Douglas campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m. a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Library of Science and Medicine on Bush campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m. a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Math and Physics Library inside of the Hill Center on Bush campus is open from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. There's plenty of space for everyone at the library, so come inside.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Well, Manny, what a great spot that was. Talking with Dr. Chayko.
Yeah.
Talking about how social media can influence our relationships, and I have to say that I think that that's everything she said is so accurate. It can only enhance relationships if you use it correctly.
Yeah.
Right? It's all about spreading the love today on Valentine's Day. I've had so many
Definitely.
friendships only grow because of social media. I'm sure you have the same.
Yeah, definitely. It's such a great interview. I was actually thinking when she was speaking that there have been times where I've had mutual friends in real life that I've never met, but I met through Twitter. And then when we saw each other in person, it was almost like we were just already friends. You know, it's really amazing how social media can really make, you know, your relationships with someone much more richer than they would be without it.
For sure, and you can interact with these people. You mentioned Twitter, Facebook. I mean, even you can watch their YouTube channel, and someone who has all of these social media is Rutgers Weather Watchers, and that includes Robert Bennett. So we should go over to him with the weather.
Thank you, Jake. Looking at the northeast region, we have 35 degrees up in Syracuse. Might have some flurries throughout the portions of the day. Similar story in Albany, 38 degrees. Over in Boston, we have 40 degrees with mostly sunny conditions. Down in Scranton at 40 degrees with mostly sunny skies. Similar story in New York City. Pretty much beautiful all over. Audubon, New Jersey is at 44. And Arlington, Virginia is down at 55 degrees. Not much changes overnight, with the exception of maybe some rain in the more northern areas as a cold front sweeps on through. 42 over in Pittsburgh, 32 in Syracuse, 29 in Albany with a mix precipitation, 35 in Scranton. Nice and mostly sunny, mostly clear skies in Audubon at 38 degrees and 43 down in Arlington. Looking at your 5-day forecast, you see that nice little warm-up we have. 44 degrees once again today with a low of 34. 56, but there might be a slight chance of showers throughout the day on Friday with a low of 30 degrees. We have some mixed precipitation possible on Saturday with a temperature of 41 degrees with a low of 23. And Sunday, we have some possible snow later on from Sunday into Monday. We'll definitely be watching that here at Weather Watchers for you, 39 degrees as a high for that day. And then Monday's looking relatively nice. Might be some decreasing clouds at 39 degrees with a low of 21. Be sure to keep up with all the weather information at RUTV channel 20/1 every 15 minutes. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/RU Weather Watcher. Follow us on Twitter at RUTVWW using that hashtag RUWeather. And be sure to submit photos whenever you come across anything interesting weather related. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at RUTV Weather Watcher. Back to you guys.
So glad that it's looking like it's going to be nice for the next couple of days. I'm not excited for the potential snow over the weekend, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not either. Who knows? Maybe I'll go snowboarding, try to make the most of it, do some sports, take advantage of it. But
sure.
Definitely, if you're just going about your regular day, it's probably not something you're going to be looking forward to.
More Wake Up Rutgers after this.
Being a Rutgers student isn't always as sweet as it seems. If you're not prepared, you might find yourself needing some help.
I need help. I can't find my term bill.
Luckily, help is here. Getting to and paying your term bill is as easy as tying your shoelaces.
To get to your term bill, just go to studentabc.rutgers.edu and press the button that says Pay Your Bill. From there, you can log in with your NetID or RUID. The site will direct you to your account summary where you can find your term bill for any semester.
Okay, but how do I pay my term bill?
Great question.
For payment options, just refer to the right-hand side column on your account summary page. It's that easy.
Wow, that was really helpful.
All in a day's work.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Manny, it was so great having you next to me. Obviously, we wish Cass gets better soon.
Yeah.
But even so, it was great to have you back on air.
Hopefully she's back next week. But it's always good to return. Get back to my roots. Really get back into the Wake Up Rutgers
The old
spirit.
stomping ground.
Yeah. Getting back into waking up with Rutgers, which is always such a great time.
Well, maybe you'll just have to switch over to this chair next week, as I'll take the week off next week.
We'll see. Anything goes.
For sure. You never know what's going to happen, Manny. It was great having you next to me here, and I hope that this isn't the last time.
Yeah. It's Valentine's Day, so unfortunately, while we are at the end of the show, after this, make sure that you find something to really fulfill yourself. I'll find something to fulfill myself. Rutgers, you'll find something to fulfill yourself for this Valentine's Day, and it'll be amazing.
For sure, and I just want to say on this Valentine's Day that I appreciate you and everyone else at Wake Up Rutgers here on this Valentine's Day. We're a big, happy family.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it for today's show, Rutgers. For more events happening this week, you can go to getinvolved.rutgers.edu or ruevents.rutgers.edu.
Follow us on social media by searching RU Network, and follow us on Twitter by searching @WakeUpRutgers. We love hearing from you.
Thanks again for tuning in, and thank you to Dr. Chayko for joining us. I'm Manuel Silva-Paulus.
And I'm Jake Ostrov. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next week.